2025, the Undercover Policing Inquiry Tranche 2, Phase 2. We've been listening to more evidence from Bob Lambert. He's currently being questioned about his relationship with Belinda Harvey. I know Belinda Harvey. Over the course of the last decade or so of covering this stuff, I've got to know her, and it's very difficult listening to Bob Lambert lie like a bastard in the witness stand about their relationship. He's such a fucking piece of shit liar, scumbag. There have been a lot of questions about just going through. I mean, essentially part of like Deep Deception was read out. Belinda's section of it. He still tried to characterise her as someone who was connected to his target group, who was living in a squat. Despite knowing full well she was a university graduate, had moved to London in order to pursue her career. It was so blatant. I've been sat next to Lisa, who was another co-participant. I don't know if she wants to say something about what she's heard so far.
It's quite hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to say very much because it's been a very difficult listen this morning, although for very different reasons than yesterday. So yesterday it was difficult to listen to because he was so slow, he wasn't putting full sentences together, he was, waffling, using loads of words to say very little. In contrast, today he's speaking fluently, but what he's speaking about is really difficult to hear. So he's, suddenly he can speak at a normal speed, he can string sentences together, and he is, he's saying, there's a lot of content in what he's saying now, unbelievably. It's very affecting, it's very difficult to be sat in a room where he is apologising to Belinda and she is sat there listening from the public gallery. I mean, she's got a clear line of sight to him, but he's not lifting his eyes up, he's not looking her in the eye, but she's definitely very much looking him in the eye, which is very powerful, and I guess that's what this inquiry has all been leading to for some of us, getting the chance to look this person in the eye when they try and justify what they did. I mean, his justification is about genuine feelings, as it seems. He does that classic thing of talking about Bob Robinson. Bob Robinson felt this. Bob Robinson did this. Bob Robinson was faithful to her. Yeah. It reminds me very much of when Mark Kennedy said to the Home Affairs Select Committee, Mark Stone never lied to her. That's what he said about me, his relationship with me, and this is exactly what Bob is just doing. And this idea that, if he was had genuine romantic feelings and getting genuine emotional support from his relationship with Belinda, that somehow makes it better. It doesn't. It makes it worse. It makes it a million times worse as far as I'm concerned, because it's, obviously a deception that is, that it has some feelings at the basis of it is going to be way more convincing. It's going to, that is why, somebody ends up broken-hearted after a relationship, because, there is something in it that has really, really convinced them. So the fact that they use these genuine relationships to bolster their cover is worse than if they're making up feelings and lying. So the fact that somehow is a justification is beyond me. I just don't understand. Yeah, and that is the point at which I'm going to stop speaking, because it's just made me so angry. Yeah. So I'm just going to go and have a breather. Okay. I'll chat to you later.
Thank you. Really, really incredibly difficult. The whole sort of approach of Lambert of kind of talking about, he was considerate and kind, and it was a warm and affectionate relationship. Trying to make out it's a romance is it's really offensive. It's really offensive to listen to. James is sat next to me. He was watching the evidence as well. What did you make of it?
It's really powerful. I can't add much more than what Lisa just came up with. That was an amazing analysis of the situation. Two things. The line everyone from Bristol where I'm from that's following online, I hope that she looked back fondly. That line stands out. You're so completely deluded about the situation. And the other one that I was taking on board when he was going through the witness statement of Bob Lambert, paragraph 332, 333, 334, and when he's still in 2022 clinging on to the idea that she lived in a squat in Hackney and not a shared house, and he's still trying to salvage bits of his reputation through his lies, should, the last 4 days have, but should completely undermine any point that any activist disputes with any evidence that he's given in his deployment, since his deployment, any time he's opened his mouth and committed word to paper, Bob Lambert's word is worth absolutely zero, nothing. And anything that any activist says against him should be taken as carte blanche and ran with. And yeah, the man's an absolute vile piece of shit.
Piece of shit, man. He's a
Piece
fucking
of
piece of shit.
shit.
He's a fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit. Fuck him. Fuck him. It's only a short break. We're going back in now. It's going to be another topic. We expect to do Debenhams at some point today. It'll be finished at 4:30. I'll do more updates as the day goes on. Thanks for joining.